Hello everyone once again and welcome to the Deiser Connection. Today we have a really special episode for everyone that is watching, that everyone that wants to know a little bit more about the Atlassian ecosystem and the Atlassian Marketplace. As we mentioned before, during this season we will have a few guests. And today is no exception because we have a really cool guest. I don't know if you have been to different Atlassian events, but you'll know this man by the wardrobe that he's using. He's a really tall man. He uses really cool jackets. He uses really cool caps, baseball caps, mostly Atlassian or all street solution stuff, and he's really fun. And I don't know, there's no need for introduce him a lot because we believe that you already know him. And everyone, please say welcome to FunManAndy. How's it going, Andy?
Hello. Hola, amigo. ¿Cómo
Oh,
estás?
todo bien. ¿Usted? How's it going?
Fantástico. Muchas
Nice.
gracias.
Good,
Yeah.
good.
Great to be here, Fede. Thanks for the invite.
No, please. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, man. It's been a really long time since we wanted to do this, and one of the first ones that we decided to
Yeah.
go was you. So it's a really big pleasure for us.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So
Really great.
how you doing? I believe that you're arranging an event in Rotterdam, right?
Yeah. We're doing very, very well. So we used to do way back when Atlassian user groups, right? They used to be called orgs and you used to have 10, 15 people come, just hang out, beers and drinks. And then Atlassian community became a lot more about sort of bigger knowledge sharing and suddenly became a lot more about speakers and everything like that and the occasional social. And this year I got bored of all of it and I decided that I wanted to do something really unique. And together with my ace leader Laura, we decided on a huge event. It's called Enterprise Dam, the charity takeover.
Nice.
So yeah, that's really nice and it's going to be amazing. So we have a whole venue for the whole day. We've got, I think it is now 28 marketplace partners
Wow.
at booths. We have 4 solutions partners. We have the 3 pillars of Atlassian coming. So everything to do with cloud, ITSM, enterprise agility. We've got an awesome interviewee in the form of Sven Peters who'll be doing an AMA. We've got a customer, Steve, from a company called Backbase. It's a financial company here in the
Nice.
Netherlands. He'll be doing an AMA. And the only, well, there's 2 of them actually, but one of the one of the 2, we will have Scott himself
Nice. That's pretty cool.
he'll do an AMA in the afternoon. So we've just gone all out and it's classic sort of fun styles, right? So it's not a conference center with all the different partners at their booths and maybe some breakouts and stuff. It's a pub. It's a
Oh,
giant, massive pub in the heart of Rotterdam with 2 floors, DJ booth, and everything. So there'll be a lot of serious business throughout the afternoon, but guaranteed there'll be a huge party. And
nice.
Chris Cook, who else is the sponsor of the after party drinks?
Nice. That's pretty cool
Yeah.
too. We all know his after parties, and stuff like that. So it's
Yeah.
good. It's nice. That's a lot,
Yep.
man. That's a lot. It's
That's
good.
a lot. We got a
It's,
lot. Jesus coming, right? So
yeah,
Jesus is
we're
gonna
gonna
be
be there.
there.
We couldn't miss this
You know.
by anything. We couldn't miss this.
Right.
So we'll be
Yeah.
there. We'll be there. We'll manage to be there, and we will be happy to attend and to network around, and see with the talks that we'll have because we want
Yeah.
knowledge. We want to network around, and
Exactly.
an event that is arranged by FunManAndy by Andy Baker,
Yeah.
cannot
Yep.
be anything else but awesome. So,
Thank you.
so, so we'll be there. We'll be there. So,
Really great.
what brings us together today? It's the sharing of knowledge. You just said, the community started, the Atlassian community started to be a place where everyone share knowledge. If there's
Yeah.
someone that has a piece of information that can help anyone else go through any problem, or arrange anything in their Atlassian products, they will
Yeah.
go to the Atlassian community to try to find it. And there's Atlassian community leaders also that are really eager, they're volunteers that are really eager to share that information. I believe that you're one of those, and
Yes.
yes, and recently I became
Yeah.
one of those, so it's pretty cool, because I will be the ACE leader for one of the co-leaders in Madrid, so it's really cool. I'm really
Yep.
eager to start doing a lot of stuff,
That's very cool.
yeah, about that. So, what can you tell me about what is really, how would you say, what is really important for you when sharing the knowledge about Atlassian? What should, I don't know, what should the users, what should the users of Atlassian tools should be focusing in? I don't know if this is a big
It's
question, but I believe that
yeah.
you're one of the ones that can answer that.
It's definitely a big question for me. The one of my mantras for forever has always been sharing. Knowledge is power, right? Knowledge is power. Sharing knowledge is powerful. So that just sharing your knowledge in general as a principle is really powerful for people.
Hmm.
It's a great way to get people overcoming their challenges, business or personal as well, right? So a lot of Atlassian tools end up in passion projects and in people's personal lives. I know it does with me. My next trip, business and pleasure, is in Seoul, South Korea. We use the Trello board for all of it, right?
Cool, cool.
And it's all about just making sure it gets out there. And it's very difficult sometimes because a lot of people, it can be a bit of a dog eat dog world, right?
Hmm.
And sometimes I can share knowledge with someone else, they don't give it back to me, I get offended or something like that. I think it's about having that free spirit to just go, even if someone's, not nice to me back, I'm still going to share my knowledge because it's valuable to everybody in the
That's
end. And you see that, yeah,
that's
you see that time and
understandable.
time
Yeah,
again.
exactly. That's understandable. That's cool. And when sharing knowledge, I believe that you have a lot of how do you say. You've been working with the Atlassian Marketplace or within the Atlassian Marketplace also because you have and you sell products in the Atlassian Marketplace as we do,
Yep.
and how would you how would you how do you say suggest our customers to face the Atlassian Marketplace at first? What would they find if they enter the Atlassian Marketplace?
Yeah. The the sort of the question maybe before that is like, what is the marketplace? The second question is why go to the marketplace? And then the third one is the big one, like there's so much to choose from. I don't know, there's over, I think there's something like 1,000 individual developers in
Mm-hmm.
total, like developing companies ranging from huge ones like, Appfire, Tempo, Deiser, with lots and lots of apps. And then there's small bedroom developers still as well. So there's over 2,000 apps. I can't remember the exact number. I think like developers wise, companies registered as vendors
Yes.
are 1,000,
Yeah, something like
right?
that.
So,
Hmm.
but let's go back to the beginning, like what is the
What is
marketplace?
the
Because
marketplace?
that's
That's a really
so
good question.
interesting.
I see.
Yeah, it's because a lot of people don't know, right? Atlassian has over 300,000 customers, and some of them have Black Ops admin teams that know everything about everything. Most of them are Atlassian community leaders on online community. A lot of companies have no idea what. Sometimes they don't even know they're using Jira, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm just filling in my timesheets, or I'm just, doing my updates in my comments." They don't even realize it's called Jira most of the time. What is the marketplace? Yeah, 2002, Jira was born. 2004, Confluence came along. And then 2012, they realized that people were building their own apps to supplement what is kind of missing or need to be enhanced and everything like that.
Hmm.
So over 10 years ago, the marketplace was born and people could actually sell their apps, other people could install them and they could purchase them. What is the marketplace? It is a way to enhance the existing Atlassian toolset and make it even better, solve problems, solve challenges, because Jira and Confluence and Bitbucket and so much more can't do it all. So
Yeah.
great. So people worked out how to do it, when they were working for their own companies, and this whole ecosystem suddenly came about. So yeah, what is the marketplace? It is a way to achieve your business goals even faster, even quicker through the Atlassian stack.
Exactly. That's really cool,
Yeah.
and thank you very much for bringing me a little bit back because
Yeah.
because
Wait,
I've been doing this for a few years right now, and
yep.
sometimes I make the mistake of thinking that everyone knows what the marketplace is, and you're right, not
Right.
everyone knows what the marketplace is. So this is a really good question and a really good
Yeah.
answer too, and so
Thanks.
yeah, exactly. So the next question will be what will you expect from the Atlassian marketplace, apart from enhancing the Atlassian tools? It's like what can you find? It's like is it a big marketplace like the App Store from iOS, or is it what can you tell the users about it?
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned the App Store and iOS and everything like that.
Yeah.
Those are definitely very, very commercial in their nature. Play games. You've also got banking apps these days and everything like that. So there's this whole mix of all these different categories of apps that are going on. It's become a means to an end as well, right? So also for social media, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, those are the places that you get your app from because you want that stuff, etc. I think that Atlassian Marketplace is completely different because it's not about having fun or social or this and that. I've got a business challenge and I want to solve it, and I see that I can enhance Confluence by, say, in my diagramming, I could install Glyphy,
Mm-hmm.
and I can work on my processes and everything like that. So it's not about what's available on my phone and what can I fill my brain with and what can I distract myself with or what games can I play or do I need to do my finances. It's very specific. It's very specific tooling to enhance businesses and help them achieve better.
Yeah,
Really,
exactly. Mm-hmm.
so what going on from what is the marketplace? Why would you go there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I've got a project in Jira. I'm doing my sprints or my Kanban, and suddenly I need to do reporting, right? And the
Mm-hmm.
Jira out of the box is very, very limited. Yes, Atlassian Analytics is starting to build up even harder, sure, but there are still really great third-party apps. So of course, custom charts, now part of Tempo, will provide additional reporting that you cannot do out of the box. It's very customized. There's all sorts going on. Time in status we just released,
Nice.
etc., etc. So
Mm-hmm.
all of these, why go to the marketplace? Because you want to do more than you can do with the tool sets that you have right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like the why you would go there. How to navigate it?
That
We might spend another hour talking about
talking about that exactly. That
that.
that was the next question, because imagine I have a business and I need to track my projects, and to report on those projects, and suddenly I realized that Jira doesn't
Yeah.
provide that out of the box. So
Right.
imagine that you need
Uh,
that you need more than one app. How would you navigate into finding the right app for you, or the right apps? Because most of the time it's not just one,
mm,
right? It's a mix,
right.
it's a bundle of apps
Yeah.
that will allow you and that will help you achieve your goal. How
Right.
would you navigate it? If
Yeah.
what would be your advice for me if I'm new and I need to track my projects, and report at the
Yeah.
same time, and
Yeah.
find the right app.
It's so something we have in common is a lot of the same customers.
Yes.
So customers who love Project Track by Deiser and customers who love custom charts will have both apps, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And on Data Center, there's a flawless integration between our apps. On cloud, there's some cloud challenges. It's
Mm-hmm.
a little bit to overcome, but it still works very, very well
Yep.
on those integrations. But why install both, right? What are you looking for? And that starts going actually over more into the logistical how to navigate the marketplace, because between why do you go to the marketplace and the how comes this point of, well, I have this challenge I want to solve, right? So before getting into the marketplace, it's like really understanding what the challenge is. Think about, okay, I want to report on timing. I want to clean up my system and use like, an instance auditor app, etc., etc. What's your challenge? Work that out first, and then you'll be really ready to go to the marketplace, because the marketplace, like I said, thousands of apps, you're going to get lost very, very quickly. So step one to bridge between why and how.
Yeah.
What is your challenge? Understand, your current state, what you want for your future state, and then it's time to go into the marketplace and truly navigate it. So that's
Nice.
step one.
That's step one. And what would be
Yeah.
step two then? Is it, how, it's like
So
step two would be the bridge to the marketplace, right? It's like
yeah,
I'm jumping into the marketplace. What do I do now?
yeah. So step two is start putting in some search terms, start searching apps, and then just cry because there's way too many options.
Way too many.
So
Right? Yeah.
so there's two ways to approach how to navigate the marketplace. The first one is basically work with your solutions providers. So Deiser also has solutions, provide services and projects and stuff, right? So there are consultants, there are people who know already for many years how to navigate this marketplace. So if a customer comes with that challenge and says, oh, we've been working on this for 6 months, what do we do? We know what we want to achieve. Great. The consultant from the partner can go off and basically go find the right app, install the free trials, go through a proof of concept, etc., etc. The other flip of the coin is that there is no solutions partner. Also happens quite commonly, and therefore you want to be able to understand how to navigate it yourself. So all the right search terms. I'm looking for, how to optimize workflows. I'm looking for something to run scripts, right? So you're going to want to install Script Runner, right?
Exactly.
Do a lot of cool customization.
Exactly.
And therefore that's the two channels. Now, my obvious preference is go through the solutions provider. Most companies I've worked for, we've had solutions providers, so we've got access to that knowledge. We've got access to people who are already working on contracts, helping us improve our systems and stuff. On the flip side, sometimes you want to do it yourself, and therefore it's good for you to build that knowledge. We come back to your first point, knowledge sharing and everything like that. So one way to navigate the marketplace is to make sure you're on community.atlassian.com, the online community, signed up to the group. I think they've taken 2 old groups and they've now merged it together. I think it's now just one app center. So there's a lot of knowledge in there. Hang out in the online community and really understand, because you can go into the community as well and ask your question if you're really stuck, right? If you're doing it if you're in that second mode of doing it alone, go into the online community, ask questions, gather data and knowledge and this and that. My number one advice is definitely not think day one I discover a challenge and immediately go to marketplace and start trying to find a tool to fix it. It's understand that challenge more, build the knowledge, build the data, go onto online community, maybe go to some community events, talk to other like-minded people who are also customers of Atlassian. And then, the third step is, like step 3 of, I think there's like 5 in total. Step 3 is then start searching, then start looking for the apps based on your different search terms. So yeah, definitely that's how, like, don't dive into the search bar straight away.
Exactly.
Gain knowledge, understanding, etc. Yeah.
That's really good advice. But because sometimes I find users that do jump into the marketplace and they get overwhelmed. It's not necessary to get overwhelmed, because you will find the right solution if you understand what your needs are, and what the solution that you're needing can provide. So that's really good advice. Okay, so about when imagine that someone already is testing out an app, and has questions about that app. Yeah, you mentioned, and you correctly mentioned, that one of the first things that you would that you advise to do is to contact your solutions partner, your solution provider, in
Yep.
order to ask him, why is this doing this? Why can't I create some new assets? Something like that.
Mm.
And this solution partner might try to find a solution for that, to try to find out if it's a question, if it's a bug,
Yeah.
what kind of actions can they do? Like, do they need to open a ticket to the support of Atlassian, of that app, or
Yeah.
what they need to do, or do they need to go to the Atlassian community, in order to ask? What would be your advice on that?
Yeah. The that comes to like kind of step 4 as well.
Yeah.
Both for partners servicing a customer B2B, but also the customer dealing with it themselves B2C. So
Okay.
it's basically just install the free trial.
Yeah.
So all Atlassian Marketplace apps, they come with the free trial. It's 30 days. And then again, a warning: don't do that until you've built the knowledge, you know your challenge, etc., because the moment you install that trial, time starts ticking.
Yeah.
And you're going to want to make sure that you have enough time to test it, etc. And that's it. That's step 4, right? Install the free trial, get going with it, start trying to solve problems, because within 1 to 2 weeks, you're ready for the most important one, which is step 5, on how to navigate the marketplace. So step 5 is very, very important. It is to understand how to communicate with that particular marketplace vendor or marketplace partner, and understanding how to reach out to their support, how to read their documentation, etc. So are you a partner in B2B trying to look for a great solution to a customer problem? Okay, who is your partner? Do you already have sales agreements with them? Is there a partner portal for you to go in? How do you extend the free trial, right? If you've got an extensive proof of concept, or, takes a long time to get budgets arranged, etc. How do you get that extra month or two? So really understand, within the marketplace, you've got all those tabs, right? You've got overview, pricing, support, documentation. Really learn that, because I remember I really started getting into my own marketplace apps around 2018 and really starting to use a wide variety of them. And I one company I joined was on cloud.
Yeah.
So I kept looking at all these apps with data center pricing. So I'd forgotten to check that right-hand tab,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
Change it to cloud. So I'm walking around the company like, oh, that app only costs us $10 a month. Stupid low prices, right? So when we finally install, and at the end of the trial, you start getting these billing alerts that say $500 a month. I'm like, oh,
That's a big
what have I done wrong? So 2018 was a massive lesson learned for me in marketplace, especially when it comes to cloud apps.
Cloud apps. We have, I've been working. I used to work in the support for Deiser, in the product support team, and it is a really common misunderstanding when it comes to asking about our applications, if they have these these prices, or if they have these functionalities in cloud or data center, and when they install the app, they say, like, most of the time they say, like, we cannot find these not most of the time, it happens a lot, but not all the time, and we don't have this functionality right now. And you said in your page in the marketplace, you said that you have it. Where can I find it? And it takes a little bit of a chat, or of a takeaway of different comments, in order to say, what documentation are you reading right now? What application have you installed right now? What installation it is? Is it data center, or is it cloud? And there's a big thing, that is that little tab, that most of the people do not see.
It's really important.
It is really important. It's really, not only for the pricing, because what you expect that the app would help you with, for the
imagine how many server migrations where they're going through planning and preparation, and they're like, oh, we love these apps, and then they're looking through it, and they're like, these 5 are not
No,
on cloud
exactly.
at all. They're
Exactly.
only on-prem, right? So
Yeah,
they don't.
exactly.
Some apps don't exist on cloud.
Exactly. I
So
believe that that's happening to a lot,
yeah,
and it's a little bit, it's a little bit confusing. But if we make these videos, it's for everyone to remember and to know. Be aware of those tabs in the marketplace. Be
yeah,
aware that some apps do not have their version in on cloud, and so
yeah.
on. So that's really good advice. That's really
Yep.
cool. So from those 5 steps, what else can you advise our viewers, our Atlassian
Uh,
customers, and
yeah.
just go ahead and say and
So
provide advice and knowledge.
yeah,
Yeah.
once once you install, so within step 5, it's
Yeah.
all about understanding the marketplace partner, how to contact them, how to interact with them, etc., etc. Once you install an app, you will get emails, right?
A lot.
You've said you've said to the marketplace, I've installed this app. I now freely give my email to this person. So don't just auto delete them. There's a lot of, obviously the marketplace vendor and partners. I'll explain the difference between a partner and vendor later, but they are they're really they want to sell you their app, duh, obviously. But in order to do that, we go back to knowledge sharing, right? So they are sharing a lot of knowledge to say, hey, our app is really good. Talk back to us, book demos. Here's great information, etc., etc. Because partners, sorry, not partners. Let me correct myself. That's why I keep saying marketplace vendor, so we don't
Yeah.
get confused between what is a partner, right? So I'll
Exactly.
stick to marketplace vendor.
Good one.
Marketplace vendors don't charge for services, right? The support is free. Jumping on pre-sales calls is free. A lot of partners will have education teams, and they'll do entire education sessions for you. So, for example, if you want reporting and you're in a 2 months extended free trial, and you want your whole reporting team trained by Becky, the Old Street Solutions, now Tempo custom charts head of user education, great. Let's book a session.
Yes.
Oh, but we haven't paid for the license yet. Doesn't matter.
Don't worry.
You've installed. We want to make sure that app adoption goes well. You understand what to do. If you've got problems, if you found bugs, if you're stuck, if there's an edge case, we raise the support tickets. We really want to hear from you. So don't ignore those emails. Yes, it is, it falls under the category spam, right? Overall, but there's knowledge inside of that. There's a lot going on. I recently just, for one of my projects in my private company, I was setting some stuff up, and I'm using Gliffy.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one email, and I've been using Gliffy, I think like since 2017, maybe.
Uh-huh.
So normally I just say like, oh, I don't need to read that, right? But there was one feature that I was like, oh, I didn't know that happened, right? So if I read that email, I gain that knowledge, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I can always reach out to the Gliffy team. The support's very responsive. So I have my support portal account set up with them. I know how to log in. I know how to reach out to Sammy, the senior marketing guru,
Mm-hmm.
who is an absolute legend. And she helps out, right? So if she has time, she'll jump on a call, or maybe answer some questions on the online community or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It goes for most marketplace vendors are like that, right? They
That's
want to
good.
share. They want you to buy the app, so they want to share the knowledge, right? For free.
Exactly. They want to make sure that the users are using it
Yeah,
to achieve their goals,
yeah,
to meet their needs, that
yeah,
they don't miss anything, And now that you mentioned that some kind of demos, it's like, well, from a user perspective, how important do you think demos of the products are? It's how from a marketplace vendor. No, well, from a market. No, not marketplace vendor right now, but that's another point of view. But from a user, how would they find a demo as in importance? I don't know if I'm asking the question
yeah,
correctly. Is it important for a user to have a demo of the product?
yeah. Think about what we were talking about earlier, right?
Yeah.
With what is your challenge?
Yes.
Working out that, understanding your current situation. Because if somebody says, you know, I want to have amazing Gantt charts, right? And even though we are scaling it agile, we need to look at all these different apps, right? So Atlassian offers at a premium price, they're offering Jira Align, right? But Tempo, our new mother company over at Old Street, has structure, right? One's a bit rigid, one's more expensive, the other one's very flexible, very easy to use, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you approach both of those? Because if you just go into a 15-minute session and you just watch someone click buttons, you come away and you're just like, oh, what did I just watch? Right? Because
Exactly.
you're not thinking about your own problems, your own challenges.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I get dragged into a pre-sales call, I just want to hear them talk. You will not see me open the app for 5 to 10 minutes
Mm-hmm.
until I understand problems, challenges, because I can show the best training. Becky does hour-long trainings. I can do a 20-minute training. Hey, this is how you add it to your dashboard. This is how you click buttons, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about understanding the challenges and how the app is going to solve those. So before reaching out to Atlassian and the Jira Line team, or before reaching out to Tempo and the structure team, understand the challenges, understand what you want to get out of that app, and
Yeah.
be open and willing for questions.
Exactly.
I've been in scenarios as a user, as a customer, where someone just comes on the call, opens up the app, blah, 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 and then about 20 minutes in, it's like, I have no more time, but I have like 20 questions. And like, oh, well, let's book the next call. And it's like, ugh, right?
Yeah.
But I've also been in situations on the vendor side where, same again. I joined the call late. I always join calls late.
That's okay.
Joined the call late, and in minute 2, the app's already on the screen. And I'm going, no, what's going on? And it was really painful because turned out it was not the app that they were using, and they
Yeah.
stopped halfway through and they went, you presenting the right app to us? Yes. We use this app. Oh,
Oh.
no. So yeah, it's important for the users, go to these demo calls, make it, don't just watch some bog standard clicking buttons. This is how it works. Think about, okay, I really want to solve a problem right now.
Mm-hmm.
I want to solve it. I want to overcome a challenge. Go into those calls proactively. The best call I've ever had is that someone talked for about 25 minutes, and it sounded like they were sold on the app themselves. And basically, in the last 5 minutes of the call, all I had to show was one pain. How to solve one massive pain point for them, and they just went, great, cool, done. Yeah,
Cool.
customer next month,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So they hardly, they'd been trialing the app themselves. They'd been checking it out, trying to work out their problems, blah, blah, blah. Came into the call, talked forever. And I went, oh, so that's your pain point? Great. This is how you fix it.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Job
that's
done.
pretty good, and
Yeah.
listening to the customers is really important. I believe that we at first in Deiser we didn't want to do those kind of demos, where you point and click to different parts of the screen,
Yeah.
so you don't get lost, or you we always how do you say not push the customer. Of course, we're not pushing it, but we ask the questions. Do you have any question? With the first question, that what is your problem? What are you trying to
Mm.
solve? So they ask the
Yep.
questions to us, and then we can show them how to solve those exact questions. We need to be ready. We need to be
Yeah.
to understand what our app can do, and don't be afraid to say no. My app
Mm.
cannot help you with that problem.
Yeah.
Maybe try this one out. But if they ask us, do not lie, and be truthful to that. It's like,
Yeah.
don't say like, yeah, my app can do everything, because that's not true.
No.
There's no app that can do everything in the
Yeah.
marketplace. But yes,
If there was an app that could do everything,
you know.
then Marketplace wouldn't exist. 'Cause
Wouldn't
Jira would do
exist. Yeah,
everything,
exactly.
right?
It's
So,
like it's because Jira can do everything, but sometimes it
well,
cannot do it. So that's why the marketplace exists.
yeah.
So that's pretty cool. It's pretty nice. And
Yeah.
I really like chatting with you, because you have a lot of knowledge, and
Yeah.
of course, I make the questions, and you make me realize that there's a lot of steps into going into the Atlassian Marketplace. I identify them, I know them, but I couldn't before. After this interview, after this chat, I'm gonna be a little bit more cautious onto identifying the steps into the marketplace if I need something like that, because also I've been working in the Atlassian ecosystem for 5 years, 5.5 years, and I have identified different steps, but those 5 steps are really important, and I advise and I suggest, if someone needs to solve any problem, in their Jira, go to the Atlassian, and wants to go to the Atlassian Marketplace, try to follow those simple steps, okay? Because they're simple. The insights of those steps are not going to be simple. There's going to be a lot of crying, a lot of what the hell am I doing right now, But Andy had a really good point there with those five steps.
Yep.
So I think that's the time for now. But I'm not worried, because I think that we're gonna meet again in the Deiser Connection if you're up for it, because I believe that you have a lot of knowledge about this, and later on we can talk about the event, the AC in Rotterdam, so, and how it went, and what to expect in different events, maybe, and stuff like that. And this was for today's video. This was really cool. Thank you very much, Andy, for your time.
You're most welcome. Con mucho gusto.
So that was Andy Baker, aka FunManAndy, sharing his extensive knowledge about the Atlassian Marketplace. He shared also 5 steps in order to approach the Atlassian Marketplace, in case you haven't done so yet. So hopefully it helps, and we sincerely hope to have FunManAndy in our future The Deiser Connection videos, because there's a lot of knowledge still to be shared. And see you next week with more news and more use cases about the Atlassian ecosystem. Thank you very much, and see you next week. Bye bye.